Zandra. I have my coffee milk. I'm sitting in the yellow chair. I have on my happy pants and my scarf. So let's chat. This is our third episode of Chats with Zandra, and today I'm going to be sharing with you some of the obstacles that I faced when self-publishing my first 3 books and trying to get them into your hands. So we're going to start with my first book. It's PCS Season, Riley's Journey to Discover PCS Season. When I first self-published this book, I thought my journey was going to be like other folks' journey, right? So when I published this book, I was living overseas in Bahrain, and I had seen so many people going through journeys of self-publishing their books and being like just in places where people were able to purchase their books and all of those things. And I kept thinking, like, I'm overseas. How am I going to get my book out to so many different people? I was thinking, like, I need to be in the States. I need to be there so I can talk about my book, so I can get my book out there. I need to be trying to get on radio stations. Like, I kept thinking there was so much that I needed to do, and I wasn't able to do it while living overseas. So when I first wrote the book, I had a dream. My vision was to get the book out into the hands of people in May, because I know that PCS season, which is permanent change of station, starts in the spring, where a lot of military connected families will start to move from place to place. That happens in May. So I wanted to get my book out in May, but because I was in Bahrain, and the time that it takes for mail to travel from the States to overseas is a long time, I had published the book and it was available on Amazon. And then by the time I got a copy of the book in Bahrain, I noticed that there were a lot of mistakes. And so what I would like to say to you, if you're self-publishing your first books, don't rush the process. Like, take your time, make sure what you're putting out is the quality that you want to see. So once I had the final product of my book and it was the quality that I wanted, what I had to do was realize, like, I'm not in the States, I'm overseas. The military community is who I'm trying to reach. So what can I do to get my book out? And so I tried to have a Facebook Live. And I think it was an amazing idea. My youngest daughter, Riley, who the book is mostly about, she's the main character in the book. We decided to have a Facebook Live where we were both like autographed the first 10 copies. They were like limited edition. So I thought it was a great plan. But it was my first time completing a Facebook Live. And so we were so excited, but not many people joined the live. And so that was another obstacle that we had to overcome, because we only sold about 10 books. So I was really focused on, like, how can I get the books out into the hands of the people? And how can I make this about us and not try to have someone else's journey? So we started like a YouTube channel, and I thought, well, we can grow our following, then maybe people will purchase the book. And so that's kind of what we did for a while. And so the girls and I started R Square Life, the letter R Square Life, and I started a business, Our Square LLC, and I jumped in and started doing all of these other things instead of just promoting the book. But a lot of what happened was people were purchasing the book off of Amazon. And when you self-publish a book and it is on Amazon, a lot of people have Prime, and so they don't pay for shipping and all of those things. But what you might not know is you don't get a lot of the profit. So I decided that I was going to build my own website and sell the books on my website, oursquarejourney.com. And the book can still be purchased on my website. And I would offer the same price as Amazon. However, people did have to pay for shipping. But I also noticed that people didn't want to pay for shipping if they had Amazon Prime. And so that's an obstacle that you might have to overcome if you are self-publishing your first book, or second or third. I did come home over the summer and was able to have a book signing at Books A Million, but there was not a lot of traffic at Books A Million, so that was still not as successful as I would have liked for it to be. But I was also very thankful for the opportunity to have this book signing at Books A Million. During the summer, I also found out that I was not able to sell to the military community at the local stores. So then I was bummed out about that, because I was hopeful that I would be able to do it, but it was during the summer when I found out that I couldn't do it. So what did I do? I thought, well, if I had t-shirts and if I have bags and if I have masks, because in 2021 we were still wearing masks because of COVID. So I bought a Cricut and I started like doing all of these other things, trying to promote our business, trying to promote his PCS season, and none of those things were successful as well. And so with all of this, I learned to stay focused on what it is that you're trying to do. And I was trying to sell a book. So I really should have just focused on selling the book instead of jumping into doing this and doing this and doing this. So that was something that I had to learn along the way. After all of that, I couldn't let that stop me from continuing to self-publish, because once God hit me with the idea that I had a story to tell and I started writing, I couldn't stop writing. So the second book is PCS season. Again, I started once I got back to Bahrain from the summer break, and I was able to self-publish this book as well. This book didn't get as much traffic as the first book. I think people were excited and they wanted to support me, and they did support with the first book, but with the second book, I didn't get as much traffic. It is a beginner's chapter book. It did not have as many pictures in it. A lot of people like picture books. Whatever the case is, I didn't get a lot of traffic with the books, but I continued to write, because once you are hit with that writing bug, you continue to write. I then self-published the third book, Big Dreams, an inspirational story of a journey of fulfilled dreams. So what made me change it up a bit and go to Big Dreams is because I thought, well, I initially thought that I was the only person writing books for the military community. We had been in the military. Cedric is now retired, right, at this point. So we had been in the military for 20 years, and I hadn't seen any books that related to my girls. So that's why I started with this PCS season and this PCS season again. But then I saw that there are a lot of people doing podcasts for the military connected families. I saw that there are a lot of books out for military connected kids. I didn't see a lot of books that with characters that look like us. And I still feel like there's a niche, right? I need to get into that community. But Big Dreams was going to take me in a different direction. Big Dreams is a book, an inspirational story of a journey of fulfilled dreams. It is a book all about my life growing up in low-income housing. And I thought, oh, I can now market this book to the underprivileged kids. I can go to Title I schools, or I can talk to anyone that have big dreams, and I can reach a broader audience. Not only kids, but I can reach adults, and I can then just do amazing things with this book. And so this year, 2023, I self-published this book. So in 3 years, I self-published 3 books. This book got a lot of traction, I can say. This one spoke personally to me. The other 2 books were pretty much about our family, what our girls were going through, and that kind of thing. But because this one spoke to me, and everything I wrote about in this book is real life experiences, right? Having big dreams, wanting to do things when you're a kid, and not letting your situation determine your destination. I was able to market this book a little bit more. So now I have 3 books. We're living back stateside, and I'm still trying to get my books into the hands of people. And I've done all of these different things, and I'm still not as successful as or the books are not as successful as I would like for them to be. But I hope that you have enjoyed this chat, where I have shared many of my obstacles with you, and I know that I will have more that I will have to overcome. But in the meantime, I'm just gonna keep living my authentic life and chatting with you. And so I hope that I'll see you in the next video. Until then, peace.